it's time to make another project. We are making a cabled baby sack. Cable baby sack. It's a free pattern on the Bernat website, www.bernat.com. And this shows how it looks as you're working. That's what I've gotten done so far. See, beautiful! I love those pretty cables. So that's our goal, to get to that point. Now, in order to make this pattern, you're going to need some things that you might not have used in some of your other knitting patterns. This is an intermediate design. The first thing you're going to need is some Bernat Waverly baby yarn. 3 skeins of that is enough to make this design. And the other thing you're going to need, oh, my backdrop's starting to fall apart. Ah! The other thing you're going to need is a cable needle, which you're going to need to make those pretty cables. And you're going to need 8 stitch markers and 1 stitch marker a different color. That 1 stitch marker that's a different color is to mark the beginning and the end of each round. And you're also going to need a stitch holder. This is like a great big safety pin, and it holds your stitches so that you can come back to them later. And you're going to need 2 circular knitting needles like this, and they need to be 24 inches long, and you need size 6 and you need size 8. When they say that the needles are 24 inches long, what they mean is that it's 24 inches from this point all the way across to this point. So you measure across from those points if you stretch it out, just in case you come across an old set of needles that belong to your aunt or something and you want to use those. Just measure from point to point and you'll see if it's 24 inches long. And you'll need a stitch gauge to check how wide the needle is. I don't have one of those to show you, but you probably have seen one of those before, a little knitting needle gauge, and it's got little holes and you stick it through and you can see which one it fits through. So that's what you need to make it. Now, when I printed out the pattern, I noticed that the font is real tiny, and I'm in my 40s, so it's hard for me to read some of this tiny print. So I enlarged it to make it easier for me to read. And then I went a step further and I also enlarged the chart because I could see this chart was going to be hard for me to read as well. So I made it really big. So now it's nice for me to be able to glance, and I put it up on my stand, and I have a magnet and I can mark where I get when I finish each row or when I'm starting each row. And I also enlarged the key. The key is what you need to help you understand what these symbols are. So I know that a little blank is a knit, and a slash is a purl, and that 4 with the little slash is a cable 4 back. So the abbreviations are the other thing that you need. They are, what I did is well, you can see them right there at the first, when you first start using your pattern, but I enlarged that as well so that I can just flip back to the back and see my abbreviations. And I noticed that the thing I was having the hardest time remembering was the cable 4 back, cable 4 forward, and the T3 back and the T3F forward. So what I did is I wrote those in right here. C4B means slip 2, leave back, knit 2, then knit 2. So I wrote all that stuff in so that I can see that at a glance when I'm working on my project. So that's what you need to make your cable baby sack. And we are making these sacks together in the Bernat Forum, so I'd love to get to know you and enjoy talking to you about making your baby sack. And that's it. So I'll see you in the forum. Take care. Bye.